Hello and welcome to my closet, and also welcome to the start of the moving series. We're actually moving from Maryland down to Virginia, about 5 hours away. Moving is a lot, so we've got to start somewhere, which brings us to the closet. Ow, I can't stand in here, and most of this stuff I either don't use or rarely use, so I'm going to be going through, decluttering what I can, and packing up the rest. Still in the middle of a Nancy Drew PC Games marathon. Right now is Tomb of the Lost Queen. I always kid myself when I'm moving. I'm like, oh, I should turn on light. Like, oh, packing up, it's always a lot, but I can handle it. It's fine. I'm not overwhelmed. When I start packing and I realize just how slowly it goes, how little fits in one box, or in this case, I'm moving bags, which I don't know how I feel about yet. Yeah, it's already a lot, and it's day one, step one. So I've already kind of abandoned the idea of like thoughtfully going through and trying to downsize, because I think that's a different mindset. Or if I want to do that now, structure my breakdown a little bit differently so that I have like a decluttering pass and then a packing boxes pass, so that it's not like, oh, let's just get rid of this because then I don't have to pack it. Slow but steady, we will get there. I am about to call it for a minute on the closet, take a break, clear the area. I have a pile of donate stuff and a pile of trash. I was so ambitious. I was like, I'm gonna get this whole closet cleared. That did not happen, and that's okay. That needs to be okay. We've made a dent though. We've made a dent. Let me show you where we're at. That's donation stuff. Over there's trash. This is what we're working with now. These are the pillows that I'm probably gonna get rid of all of them. This is delicate camera stuff. I've had my laptop on here. I think that TV is in use. That one looks like it's still in the box, so I might lug that one out. That's plant stuff, fake plants around the apartment, so I'm gonna put those all together. And then the moving boxes we have cleared. So I now have access to some boxes that I can start packing up. That one's heavy. This is super light. Towels I'm keeping because we still use towels. This I'm keeping because it's getting to be the actual season for a nice little dress like this. The rest I packed up because they were off season, or they're like for events that I will not be going to within the next month or two. All that's packed up. These are things that I don't want to just put in a loose bag. They are breakable, so I'm not gonna do that. Sandals again, because it's that time of year finally. Boxes, tech boxes, we hang on to those. Trash that I need to take out, and then like nostalgic items up here. So we did good. Yeah, we got it mostly clear. I can actually walk in here, so that's pretty nice. Oh, and a rug. That's also heavy. It's deceptively heavy. While clearing out the closet, I did give myself another project. It looks a little janky, we can admit that, but I want to make it a little bit better and get a smaller frame that's actually appropriate for at least this flower, maybe a couple others. We'll see how it works out. Gravity has taken its toll, so I'm gonna figure that out before it goes anywhere. But I need a frame for that first. There were quite a few clips that I recorded throughout this process, but there weren't that many like talk to camera segments. So I'm gonna be popping in and out here as I'm editing, and hopefully I can try and tie it all together. So the way that my partner and I kind of divvied up looking for house listings and trying to decide what rental option we wanted to pursue, my bar was a little bit lower than his. Move in, move out dates, as well as I have a cat, so it needed to be able to have a pet. It had to be pet friendly. I wanted washer and dryer in unit. I wanted it to feel at least somewhat safe. Those three things alone were enough in Atlanta to really severely limit my options. Budget in mind as well. I've never gotten the liberty to be picky about where I live. If it fits my needs, that's it, I apply. As we were looking, I realized that I would find a place, I would get very attached to it, and I could see a lot of potential there. And I would want to apply, but then my partner would take one look, and for various valid reasons, he could say, no, let's keep looking. I'm glad that he was a lot more patient and a lot more optimistic than I was. And the thing that was on his list is an outdoor space. He wanted to be able to have a backyard, be able to go out front, private greenery, like he wanted to be able to have outside. He was looking at the listings and he found this one that had a sunroom, and he looked through the other photos and it was newly renovated, it was beautiful, everything that we could ask for. So that was the first listing that he sent over to me. I took one look at the sunroom and I was like, I'm sold, we need to apply right now. He knew that, he knew that as soon as I saw the sunroom, I was gonna want to apply. We applied that night, like as soon as we saw the listing, and I was really lucky because it had just been posted. And then the next morning we got approved for our application. I didn't want to get too excited because nothing is set in stone. Nothing's done till it's done. And we still wanted to see the place in person before signing any paperwork. That's what this trip is. We took a road trip from the Baltimore area where we were living down to Blacksburg, Virginia.
It's a weird little cat.
So we drove down and we viewed the house, and it was absolutely gorgeous, and we could not be more in love with the place as we're walking around. So this is sort of the empty house tour. We ended up signing the lease that day. As we were touring the house, we asked, when can we sign the lease? The downside was the move-in, move-out dates meant that there was a full month overlap between when our lease started in our new place and when the lease ended in our old place. So there was a full month of overlap, a full month of paying 2 rents at a time, which was a little bit of a bummer. We weren't quite wanting to do that, but it was the only way that we could make sure that we got the house, nobody else took it, and nobody else could snatch it up. And so we were like, it's worth it because we absolutely love this place. It also meant that my partner could take another trip on his own another time. He had to come to Blacksburg for some other reasons. And so he was able to move all of the stuff that had been in his storage unit for a year, finally take that out of storage and put it in the home. So this footage is about the closest that we get to an empty house tour. And then I have little snippets of us moving in. I'm so glad I got footage of this because I had completely forgotten. As we were driving home, it was pouring rain. That was stressful. You could not see in front of you. My partner kept driving though. We were safe. We were crawling like a little turtle and everybody had their lights flashing, but that was an experience. I also got another Etsy order that I had to send off. I realized like a few hours after I got home, I forgot to put stamps on those. And you kind of need stamps on your envelopes in order for the postal service to actually deliver the letter. Yeah, I went back out. I sent another round. I'm really glad that it was an order that like I had additional supplies and it was something very affordable to replace. we're just gonna have weird hair. I am filming this to have at least some sort of conclusion to the trophies, the devices, whatever we want to call them. They are now packaged up, and believe it or not, this is the most appropriate wrapping paper that I had for this. It was either this or kittens with Santa hats, and I felt like just plain Santa but with zebras was appropriate is not even close to the right word, but it made me laugh, it made my boyfriend laugh, and hopefully it will make everybody else laugh as well. All sent off sometime this week. They should both get their things, and that is very exciting that it's on its way. And that concludes this. I don't think I'll be sharing their reactions here. So I have no idea how people do moving vlogs. There is so much chaos, there is so much going on, there's so much to like plan and coordinate and keep track of. Hats off to everybody who can actually vlog moving properly. I am at Target. I am here for a couple of work things, but also to look at any containers that will be good for cleaning supplies, and I want to create a moving kit. Bed sheets, pillowcases, some cleaning supplies, curtains, toilet paper, towels, hand soap, all that kind of stuff, so that as you're moving, you don't have to worry about setting those things aside. The past couple of times I've moved, that has worked out really, really nicely, but I don't think I need it to be exactly the same. So we already have the house. It is technically ours right now. We could have picked up the keys yesterday. My boyfriend is going to be picking up the keys next week. He's going to set up the bed and the internet so that on moving day, everything is all ready for us. We don't have to worry about that. And I think while he's down there, he can also probably set up everything else that we would need in the moving kit. Honestly, I don't really know if I need a moving kit, so maybe I don't need that, but I'm gonna look at some containers for some other stuff. And for my work stuff, one of the fun things that I've been able to work on is some swag. We have t-shirts and stuff like professionally made, but those are for adults. And so a few employees were like, what about kids stuff? And when that started to be a conversation, people who had dogs were like, what about dogs though? I was able to make some custom swag with my Cricut and some vinyl. So there's a little bit more room in the boxes for some dog treats and things like that. So I'm gonna be looking at any fun stuff that could spice up those packages. So that was mostly unsuccessful. Did get one big box for all of my flat wall art. Also got a tub of dog treats. I realized as soon as I got in there that trying to find treats for dogs is really similar to trying to feed a whole big group of people without asking what they eat or any dietary restrictions or anything like that. I think that if I was a dog, this one would look good. I get really overwhelmed with moving, and I'm realizing that even the smallest things start to feel very difficult when there's this much to do. So even just picking out dog treats feels like a task. I filmed a few different progress clips, and this is the first check-in with how the apartment looks. And it is an absolute wreck. This was the first chunk of I've started packing, things look horrendous, and everything's all splayed out, and there's not a home for things anymore because it's getting packed up and moved. Part of me wishes I had done a complete tour of the place before I had started packing up, but we kind of never finished the place. It was always kind of temporarily built, and it wasn't very aesthetic. It always felt kind of thrown together and temporary. So it wasn't exactly a place that needed or called for a full, beautiful tour before we set it up. I'm really glad that we're finally moving into a space that we both have enough room and we both get our own rooms. That's really nice. But it kind of looked like chaos. That was why there was no pre-tour before everything looked in shambles, because it kind of already looked in shambles. Not quite this bad though. Not quite this bad. I'm gonna call it here. There's still plenty more footage that I have to catch up on in the moving series, but for now, this is a good stopping point. In the next one, places that I can't take with me. Until then, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.